We have that reality in terms of Bernie Sanders in this new era. And now we have this new reality of things like, what? Mitt Romney may be Secretary of State? Thank God.
Hello. This is Mitt Romney.
I'm back.
Hello, Mr. Iranians. I'm the only one between you and complete Armageddon on the planet.
In a world where Jeff Sessions may very well be the best case scenario for Attorney General, right? I mean, like on one hand, you may be thinking like, okay, well, Trump is just floating these lunatics out there, like Rudy Giuliani, let's say, as Attorney General, just so that you feel good about Jeff Sessions. But with that in mind, he also, remember, he has Michael Flynn is going to be his national security advisor. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But just in case you're not aware of why Jeff Sessions was rejected, unconfirmable, from both parties as a federal judge. This is back in mid-'80s, 86, I think it was. Just in case you've forgotten why, here is why. Now, 86 is a long time ago, 30 years, people mature and develop. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that Jeff Sessions has been following around the most unabashed candidate of white supremacy in the country, I don't know, decades upon decades. Maybe he may not be the most racist, Donald Trump, but he certainly was the one most willing to use it, right? And courting the KKK. And,
Never get high on your own supply.
But here is some news footage about Jeff Sessions back in 1986 as to why he was rejected from the Senate.
Of Jefferson Beauregard Sessions III has become embroiled in controversy over his alleged racial remarks and his prosecution of 3 blacks in an Alabama voting fraud case. In the 4th Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on his nomination, Sessions angrily fought back the allegations and defended his record.
I am not a racist. I am not insensitive to blacks. I have supported civil rights activity in my state. I have done my job with integrity, equality, and fairness for all.
Hold on. Pause it for 1 second. What is civil rights activity?
I think y'all know what that means. And I think there's some fellas with faces that look very similar to yours that will involve in some of that activity as well.
Civil rights activity. And he's doing this from writing. I know. I like how he has to look down and say, like,
I think black people...
I'm integrity. I've got integrity. I've done my job in fairness.
Black people are human beings. Whoa, that's a whopper. Oh, sorry. Off script.
Continue.
Members' tempers flew over the alleged racial statements and over the need to even continue the hearings.
It would be an absurd situation. The last thing that would happen, it would be like spitting in someone's face. Of course, it's a terrible allegation, but it's simply untrue.
We're going to have to take the only step which is appropriate to us, and that's object to the committee's continued hearing. We're not going to get whipsawed.
And in a heated exchange with Democrat Joseph Biden, Sessions denied calling the National Council of Churches and the NAACP un-American.
My opinion is they have not. They may have taken positions that I consider to be adverse to the security interests of the United States.
Does that make them un-American?
No, sir, it does not.
No. Does that make the positions un-American?
No.
Sessions also refuted other key statements he is alleged to have made, including that he thought Ku Klux Klan members were okay until he learned some were marijuana smokers.
This assertion is ludicrous. I detest the Klan.
And he denied that he called a black attorney, Thomas Figures, boy.
I state categorically that I have never called Mr. Figures boy.
The Judiciary Committee will vote on the Sessions nomination later this month. The vote is expected to be extremely close, with the Democrats vowing to kill the nomination. Linda Tyra, CNN, Capitol Hill.
Yeah, that nomination went down in flames. the NAACP was a possible threat to the national security of the country. I wonder what he means by that.
Well, when you rise above your proper station in life, off script again.
There was a prosecutor who testified that when he retold the story to Jeff Sessions about a prominent white lawyer being called a disgrace to his race by a judge, Mr. Sessions replied, and this is according to this prosecutor, J. Gerald Hebert, who I'm sure wanted to put himself out there just to get the story on the record. Because prosecutors always know that's the way you stick your head out on.
Trying to get myself in with the judges here.
Yeah, exactly. According to him, Sessions said, "Well, maybe he is,
and maybe he's not." See how the liberals distort what you say?
Well, no, he didn't say that part. And he said that Mr. Hebert testified that Mr. Sessions had referred to the American Civil Liberties Union and the NAACP as un-American for trying to force civil rights down the throats of people. Now, the most interesting thing about this is that this down the throats of people has been in play on the right for at least now 30 years.
It's all suppressed homoeroticism. We'll read about William Buckley.
So, and here's the best news. Progressives have so much power, we're going to be happy that this guy is going to be the Attorney General.
Dude, we got him right where we want him.
Boom!
A guy who is so bigoted that he couldn't even pass a Reagan-era confirmation hearing in the South for a seat in the South.
There you go.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's a good idea to know what you're talking about before you comment on politics.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.